First community conversation, we're joined by Michael Slon, a professor and conductor of choral music at UVA. He's sitting down with Jacob.
All right, Michael, how's it going? Welcome back. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having us.
Of course, yeah, of course. Happy to have you. You were nominated for Best of CVO's Best Classical Group, or I guess some UVA singers. Talk to me a little bit about who the university singers are at UVA. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. So we have several choral groups at UVA. The university singers are our flagship ensemble, usually about 90 to 95 students who are registered for grade, and they get academic credit for being part of this ensemble, you know, advancing their musical knowledge and performance experience. But also I think they become a very tight-knit family.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that in just a moment, that kind of impact that this has. But we were talking a little bit about this just before the break. You were talking about something kind of unique this year, doing some more national and kind of international stuff. I guess talk to me a little bit about that. What went into that? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Right. So the group in town, some of your viewers will know us from concerts at Old Cabell Hall and family holiday concerts with the symphony and national anthem, you know, for basketball games at JPJ. But every few years we tour. And this year we were blessed to be able to take an international tour. So I think some pictures are flying up there for viewers. We were able to go to the Baltics, Estonia, Latvia,
wow,
and Lithuania with about 75 of our singers, that was quite an experience.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of, I guess, cultural exchange as well. I'm sure that's a big piece of it as well. I guess talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of highlights as we went. We went because we had become friends with the world famous choral composer Eric Sessions. He's from Latvia. Arvo Pärt, also well known from Estonia, but I think we also just felt that there's this amazing singing culture in that part of the world. It's known for the singing revolution, right? A peaceful transition out of the Soviet era, partly by their countries coming together to sing. And I thought it would be amazing for our students to experience that. They had a chance to do a Mozart Requiem with members of the Latvian National Symphony and Opera Orchestra, and they also had a chance to just interact with people from those cultures. We took music from, both our country, but also all of those three countries. And I think in that picture that you're showing, we had a chance to perform a Czech folk song that the audience was just almost on their feet, clapping and stomping along. So it was exciting. And that's the Estonian Song Festival grounds, where more than 100,000 people gather every few years to sing, literally almost as a nation.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I'm sure a lot of it impacts their educational experience as well. Just being there directly, you know, interacting with this stuff, kind of taking it all in right in front. I'm sure that impacts that aspect.
I think, except for the one student who has a Estonian mother, none of our students had been to that part of the world. And it's powerful for them to experience their culture there, to bring ours, but also interact. One of my students talked about the gravitational power of music to unite cultures. And also, you know, for example, just to see the position of those countries on Ukraine, you know, they're very supportive given their own past, and to see what joy those people there take in music. And for our students to learn that as they're performing a high-level concert tour.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming and sharing with us. Thank you so much. It's always great having you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jake.
Of course, yeah. Thank you so much.